held. So, can you kindly introduce yourself and then tell me the department you are from?
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, sir. My name is Adeyinka Joseph Alonge. I am in Health Policy and Management Department, sir. Thank you.
Okay, okay, yeah. Next.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon, Gloria. Yeah.
Yes, sir. My name is Olatunji Gloria Loashion. I'm from
Okay,
Epidemiology and Statistics Department.
okay, okay. Then the last one, Nadeyemi.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, sir. My name is Ajay Adeyemi. I'm from the Department of Health Policy and Management. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. And yes, the fourth lady, the fourth person, student who just joined, Ade Tutu, can you introduce yourself and then tell me the department you're from? Hello, Ade Tutu. Okay, she isn't ready. Okay, so, and I know that I have already taken this in a session with the two PhD students who are in my department. So, but it will be good for us to actually talk about your actual seminar, which is.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
No, you are there. Okay, can you
Yes,
introduce
I'm there,
yourself?
sir. I'm Adenusi Adetutu, sir, from Community Health Department, sir.
Okay, good. On the CHS. Okay, good.
Yes,
Good.
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, lovely.
Yes,
So
yes.
now saying that, well, just for us to actually talk about your seminar, uh, and I hope you guys
Good
know.
afternoon, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. My
Uh,
name is Ajayi Bukola, sir. Yes, sir.
okay.
From the
Uh,
Department of Epidemiology and Biostatistics.
okay, lovely.
Yes, sir.
So this particular session is actually for us to talk about uh, your critical appraisal to seminar. So before I will take you through the orientation which I have given to these two students and from my department before. So let us be clear about, first of all, the timelines and for for your critical appraisal seminar. If I share again, let me just share. Let me just look for. So I gave timeline that is in the as I'm coming. Let me just quickly search for the program, because your seminar is this seminar is based on the program prepared for PhD students. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I think this is it. So just for us to actually clear the assignment. So the critical appraisal an assignment that the masters as the students have, those ones who are doing HPM 825, is is very different from yours, from this course for PhD students. So now the masters, they are just to do it as an assignment. We just give them the article which they are to review. Where is this thing? Why is it not showing? Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then Angboima. So you should listen to me. Okay. So talking about the timelines before we really talk about the work. So yes. So the HPM, which your seminar one. So for all of you doing this, seminar one under HPM 925, this is the critical appraisal, and the scores for this assignment is only 30%, even though it has a lot of work in it. Okay, I think I have set a date. Okay, so this assignment I asked our PhD students to search for 5 research articles. Each article should report in a different study method. So what that means is that one of your article should be should report in a cross-sectional descriptive study. Then another article to report case a control study. Then another article to report an cohort study. Then another article to report experimental study. Then maybe another article to now report a mixed method study. So 5 study methods that are different. So, and then I actually took you through where you can search for these 5 articles. So, and then, so before I will take you through again where you are to search for them. So after you have obtained these 5 research articles, so I expect for you to prepare for your seminar. So you have to read the 5 articles that you've selected, and then you critically evaluate them using the appropriate CASP checklist. So CASP, which is CASP, CASP, which is the critical appraisal skills program. Okay, they have a checklist for different study method. Yes, one of the 5, and instead of the mixed, is the method study. One of the 5 should be a systematic review article. Okay, so 5, cross-sectional, cross-sectional, the case control, the cohort study, experimental study, and then the fifth is systematic review. Okay. So you will evaluate each of these five article with the appropriate CASP checklist. Okay, the CASP checklist contains a series of questions that you will answer. Each question is actually a checklist of yes, no, or can't tell. So for each question on the CASP checklist, let me just show us a sample of the CASP checklist. Now, please follow so that if you don't understand, you should ask questions. So let me just show us a sample of the CASP checklist. Okay, so I have the CASP checklist that I downloaded the last year. Please go to the CASP website and download 5 checklists. One checklist, you can see this is a checklist here for a case control study. There's another checklist for a cohort prospective study. There's another checklist for a cross-sectional study. There's another checklist for an experimental study, but which is called RCT, the randomized controlled trials. Okay, and then there's another checklist for a systematic review. So now let me just use the simplest one, which is the checklist for cross-sectional study. Good. So this is how the checklist appears. So after you have searched and you have downloaded the full text of the article of a study, so you then also download this checklist. You can see that it has a place here for the reviewer name. So please write your name and your matric number here so that I don't give your marks to another student. Okay, and then you write the title of the article, and then you list the authors of the article. Okay, and then if the article has actually the link where you actually got it from, just in case I want to also open that checklist for me to compare to open the paper rather, so that I actually compare what that paper says, and I compare it with the critical review, the critical evaluation that you have submitted, and then the date of your critical appraisal. So then you then deal with each question here. Yes, let me check this one for now. So Each uh, each checklist has about 11 questions. Okay, and then, but you can only answer the question after you have studied the paper. So please don't use any AI tool that will help you appraise each paper, because there are tools that are there that can help you once you go to either chat a GPT or Copilot or the other, and you tell them to critically appraise so paper, and you submit the article to them. They will give you the review. Okay, but that will not be a good way for you to learn. So please do the review yourself. If you should use AI, there is a way that I will know. Okay, because actually that's because AI applications, their own product isn't always perfect. They always make 1, 2, 3 and errors that will show inconsistencies in what they have actually submitted, and then we will know that, wow, this is an AI product. So you read the article yourself, because that is the exercise. So this exercise is to particularly prepare you for your own PhD doctoral research, so that it is part of your training. Okay, so each question here will ask you a specific question. This one says, did the study address the clearly focused issue? So if you have studied the paper, yeah, so you should be able to say whether it is yes if you have identified the focused issue of that study. How do you know whether it has a clearly focused issue? One, in the introduction section of the paper, the authors should discuss their study problem. The authors should ask their study questions. The authors should state the aims and the objectives of their study. The authors should highlight most of them, especially the quantitative study. They should highlight the hypothesis of their study that will show the specific issue. The issue is the research problem. Does that come out clearly in the way they wrote the introduction of their paper? So yes, if it is clear. No, if all through the introduction they were just rambling without saying the particular issue that is the focus of their study. Can't tell means the introduction is ambiguous. No, they will say one issue, and say another issue, say another issue, and say another issue. So the issue is for you to click. Look, I hope you can see what I am doing. Let me enlarge this. Can you see this paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, okay, if you double click the answer that you want to click, and for example, I have read the introduction of that paper, and I didn't see any clearly focused issue. No research problem, research question, research purpose, research aims, research objective that will tell me this is what this study is about. I will click no. Double click it. And then this a particular view will appear, and then you will ask it to check it. Not check means leave it, don't check it. Check means put a cross, mark it. So once you click checked and you click OK, you see that it now says no, because that is what I have said. Now, so now I now give a critical explanation why I said no. Okay, so for me, so if you click the end of it and you bring it down, you will see that in the word checklist, it will allow you write your critical comment that will explain your answer. So I say write your critical comment that explains your chosen answer. Okay? Here. Okay? Explain it. Good. So, and please write it as a doctoral research student. Don't write like an undergraduate or a master's as a reviewer. No, at this stage, your own thinking level should actually be higher. Therefore, if you say that it does not address a clearly focused issue, then you give me your comment telling why you have chosen it, and you discuss it, and you actually critique it. To actually critique it means you evaluate. It did not give a focused issue. Why? Because it did not state this, it did not state that, blah, 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 blah. And you give a critical explanation for your choice. If you feel it states, then you now tell us what that critical issue is and how it was addressed in the paper. So that you don't just click yes and then go away. You need to give a critical explanation for your answer. If you say you can't tell, don't allow it to be can't tell because you didn't read the paper, because that will show that you didn't do your work. Before you can click can't tell, it means the paper was silent.
Oh.
Okay, was silent or gave a confusing explanation. If the paper did not state any issue, the answer is no. But if the paper states A, B, C, and the paper is actually confused and the paper is actually ambiguous, then you explain critically why. And you do the same thing for every question they will ask. Do we understand? So 2 says, did the authors use an appropriate method to answer their question, so that if they already have their study question, usually this study question is actually stated in the introduction, but they will begin their methodology by saying this study used so study method. Some papers you will be amazed, even though they are published, some papers don't actually specify any study method. They just go on describing the method of their study without mentioning the name of their study method. Therefore, it is possible that they did not state the methodology they used. Okay? So that before you can answer this, you need to be good. You need to have a good knowledge about research methods. The two PhD students in my department, we have gone through the different study designs. Okay, quantitative, qualitative, in a mixed method. So please know your study designs so that you can be able to answer yes, no, can't tell. Yes means they used a study method which you consider appropriate. So if it is appropriate, double click yes, check it, and click OK. You can see that now it has clicked yes. Then for you to write your comment, you have to, first of all, click your cursor here, then you press enter for it to now write here. So if I should be able to now write here, a critical explanation why you feel that the paper used stated a study method 1, and why you feel that the study method they used is appropriate for the question, which is what will reveal whether you have a good knowledge to the research method or not. Do we understand? So that you need to critique each paper, and the checklist is only a guide. Okay? And you go through each like that. Question 2, question 3. So question 4 that talks about, question 3 talks about the recruitment. Okay? Talks about recruitment. Okay? So how actually the sample elements were recruited for the study. So that for this one again, you should have a good knowledge about sampling techniques, so that you can critique the paper on the way they took their sample and the way they actually recruited them. Any bias, any faults, any errors, because that is what you are actually critiquing for. Okay, and then these ones, the variables, how did they measure them? Okay, so how? So which means you must be very good in these things. 5. Okay, 5 is about the data collection. Okay, did they collect their data in a way that addressed the research issue? And then after you have gone through all of them, okay, there is the section here where you actually summarize your critical evaluation. So CASP checklist tells you to put the positive, even a critic here, for you to tell us why you think the study is methodologically sound. So you actually summarize the critical comments that you have actually written in the checklist. You now critically put them here to justify your conclusion that the article is methodologically sound. So this will be the positive aspects of the paper, which is usually highlighted by all those questions that you ticked yes. To know all those questions means that yes, the study was about the focused issue. The study used an appropriate method, and so you actually summarize and you give as much details for you to conclude that the study is methodologically sound. So, and then you also summarize the areas where you feel that the paper did not do well. Okay, what are the negative critique? So the first column is the positive evaluation or observation. On the second column, there are the negative observations, that actually support a conclusion that the study is not methodologically sound. And then the unknowns are the gaps in the study. The gaps. What are the unknowns? Okay, what are the aspects that are missing? Okay, and so that this particular summary, they are your conclusions, to conclude about the validity of the results and actually the extent to which their findings can be generalized. And you do this for each of the article. Now, for you to now prepare your presentation for the seminar, okay? So, your seminar presentation, like every academic in a seminar, will be structured, PowerPoint wise, where you actually give us the introduction, basically the background, the background of the papers that you reviewed. Okay, the background, just as much background as you can give. That will be the introduction. Then two, so that in that introduction, you just tell us, the range, the background information about the 5 articles that you selected, that you reviewed. So the other section, is about the method, and so that you will begin by actually first of all telling us about the methodologies that your 5 papers used, and then you also critique their methodology as well. So at every stage, you compare the 5 and you are critiquing, which one is sound, which one is not sound, and your own reason why. Methodology, the same thing. So, and then the critique of the introduction, the method, and the results, discussion of those papers, they will actually highlight what you already wrote in the that is in the summary section of your CASP checklist. So, but now your presentation, you are actually critiquing the 5. So the introduction, the method, what the methods, what are their strengths, what are their weaknesses, what are the gaps, okay, and then what is positive, what is negative, okay, and that is what you will present. In the results, you tell us about what they found, and how, how valid their findings are, or how not valid their findings are, and you tell us why. Okay, and then the fourth section of your presentation will be your conclusions. Okay, your conclusions of the quality of the 5 papers that you reviewed. Were they all sound papers that used quality research, that are generated valid the result, and they made evidence-based findings, so that the last section is you now making your own judgment, final judgment, as to which of the 5 papers are high quality papers that are reported credible methodology, evidence-based findings, and the extent to which they can be generalized. So that is the presentation you will present during your seminar day. So the day of your seminar is this. And so I said, you should submit your CASP checklist for the 5 papers on the Monday, first thing on the Monday, 22nd June. 22nd June. That is how many weeks away?
2 weeks, sir. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
2 weeks, sir. 2
uh-huh.
weeks, sir.
Now, which means
To this time.
and to this time. So which means that by actually 2 weeks, I expect to have actually received five checklists from each of you. And you will send that to my email. My email is Ogbeiwi at uniment.edu.ng. Okay, so I should get the checklist with the summaries by Monday. But the actual seminar day, because I am going to invite the entire school to attend and connect to your seminar by Zoom, because I am here, I can't hold it on ground. It actually would have been better for you to make a presentation, a presentation in a school. But I can only take this particular seminar as a Zoom presentation. Okay, but hopefully we will get as many people in the school to connect and to listen to the discussion of your review of the 5 studies that you selected for your critical appraisal seminar. So, and that is going to be on the 24th, Wednesday of June. So 10 a.m. Okay, so that we will give each of you the opportunity to present, to actually present your evaluation of the 5 articles that you reviewed using the CASP checklist. So the CASP checklist is just a tool to help you review the 5 studies, for you to be able to now critique them and tell us which one is sound, which one is not sound, which one is biased, which one is not, which one used the right sampling, the right size, the right data collection method, the right measurements, okay, the right analysis, and then came up with what we call evidence-based findings that can be generalized. And so that we all look forward to your introduction, the method, the findings of your review, and your conclusion, okay, in the first section. And then you also give even the references of the 5 articles that you reviewed. And so that your presentation is actually about your review of the 5 papers that you selected. Okay, and those are the timelines. So definitely it is going to be assessed, which actually means that you will not have any exam titled HPM 925. Your presentation is actually 30 minutes of your mark, and then the presentation of, well, and at least for at least those of you in the HPM department, your end of semester presentation of your own doctoral work, okay, will be what will actually give you the remaining 70% of your HPM course code. HPM 925 course code, okay, which will not be the scores we will upload, okay, and upload onto your student exams in the score portal. So that is concerning this one. So, and then, yeah, yes, yeah, that is it. So now, but maybe just for me to, how much time do I still have left? 15 more minutes. So now, just for us to actually go through everything I have actually said again. You are to go to the databases. There are places where you can search for articles. And please don't use the same article that another student is actually using, because that will mean it will actually confuse who's your own seminar. So if you want to search for your articles, you go over to the school university library here. I hope you can all still see what. Okay, let me share it. Sorry, you won't see what I'm doing if I don't share. Okay, and you go over to Google and write at the university, Unimed, okay, and then come here. Okay, the library should be somewhere here. Can you see the library here? Yes? Can you see the library?
No, sir. Oh, yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now
I've
look at
seen
it here now.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Now,
we are pointing at it. Thank you, sir.
now
I've
click
seen
it.
I've seen
Okay, click it, and then you will see many databases here. Okay, so there are those ones that are free for you to use. For example, this one is free. This one is free. JSTOR2 may also be free. And the Medline is also free. Google Scholar 2 is also free. So now this one you may need to obtain a password from the library and for you to be able to use the EBSCO host a database. Okay, so so let me just click this one. Okay, and let me say I want it to give me articles that use cross-sectional studies. If I type in cross-sectional, okay, cross-sectional study, it will bring out different different articles that have cross-sectional studies in them. Cursor diagram, cross-sectional study, and then please note that if you are actually reviewing any paper, be conscious about the date. Don't go and tell us that you reviewed an article 20 years old. Okay? Articles that are less than 5 years better. Certainly not more than 10 years. So, but if you wanted to actually bring out only the ones 5 years, you can choose the range here. This one here, let's say 2021 and 2026. Okay, and then once you now do that, you click apply filter, and then it will now change your search and bring only the ones that are just 5 years old. And you can see this is an article now, food. And then if you also want only studies done here, done here in Nigeria, make sure you put also Nigeria there, which means you will come back here and put cross-sectional study in Nigeria. So when you now do that, it will bring out cross-sectional studies that have been published, that have been published in this country. You can see that. So and then once you see full text, that means you can download the full text. Do you understand this? See, yet if you now want it to now download the full text for you to review, you click full text and it will bring this out. And then you will tell it to give you the full text. The full text will usually come in the form of PDF. Some of them, they'll just give you the full text as a whole. Oh, this is only the abstract. So click full text. This one is asking you to pay. Once it tells you to pay, na beg will run away. Thank you. So that means this one, even though they say there is full text available, it is not giving you the text free of charge. So you go back to the search. Okay, so that one did not give you full text. So you, and then see, once you see this sign, do you see this sign I'm actually pointing to?
Yes, sir.
That sign there means open an access an article, which means that this is an article that will give you full text free of charge. Once you see that sign, open access. So when you click it, so it should give you access to the full text for you to study. Look at it here. View PDF. And so the article will then come up. See. And then you now click here to now download it to your laptop and you study it. Okay, and you study it. So I won't really download it. I have just shown you how you can find the articles. Okay, so I think so. This one is just an article. So, and then if you want it to also give you how this particular article should be cited, when you come here, it will tell you how you should cite it. Here, when you click cite this article, it will give you this citation here, which you now copy and paste to your presentation slide that says is references. So this particular citation is the upper or at Harvard style. Okay, so which I think is this is a style that I approve. You can here you can choose upper, you can choose Chicago or actually Harvard. And if you want to just see how they are different, when you click Harvard, it will change. But you can only see that the Harvard is always similar to upper. Chicago style, and is it different? Yeah, so Chicago style, no actual brackets here. And the title and the code is actually is put in a quotation mark, but and apart from that, every other thing is okay, and it also writes out their names in a full. So typically, the one that I use is the upper referencing style. Okay, so and that is how you can get this document from the website called Taylor and Johnson. There are other database that you can use here, PubMed or to Medline. Basically it is the same. Let's say cross-sectional study in Nigeria. When you click search, it will also bring out a lot as well. But you are the one now. This one only brought out 399 articles, and then if you tell it to actually reduce it, custom rate 5 years. That is 5 years, free full text, and therefore this result is actually appropriate. Then the next thing is you start to actually look for free PMC article. This one will give you free PMC article, so that if you click it, it should be free. It will not tell you to pay. So you just click it and you come here and you start to look for the site if you want to cite, and then to now download and look at it here. Free full text, okay, or free PMC full text, the same thing. So hopefully if you click it, it should download the article. So, okay, so these ones, they are so easy. So for you to access through the university. So if you don't want to go through through the university, you can check Medline. Medline search engine. Medline. Where is Medline? Yes. Look at it here. So don't waste your time checking the others. So Medline works in exactly the same way. And then this is where you will type your cross-sectional study in Nigeria. So that when you click this, Medline will also give you the articles. See, 252 results. Okay? And you follow the same process. Now, the last one before I stop. Yes, there is this one that is easy. Google Scholar. Okay. Google Scholar, when it brings this, you now click it here. So this is now Google Scholar. This is how it appears. So if you click cross-sectional study in Nigeria, okay, it will give you thousands. Look at this one, 1.2 million articles. Okay, see. So knowledge, attitude, practice, a cross-sectional study. Prevalence, blah, 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 cross-sectional study. As long as cross-sectional study is in the title, the article will come up. And then these ones means you can download them free of charge. PDF. So that is how you get the 5 articles that you review. Now, the CASP. How do you get the CASP checklist? When you type in CASP checklist here. Okay. Here. So when so it now comes here. So when it opens up directly to the checklist page. Okay, click the checklist again. Sorry, resources, CASP checklist. So you can see when you come down, you will see the list here. These are all the list. The CASP checklist for systematic review. And a review of, okay, so review of ROCTs. And then experimental studies checklist. Systematic review checklist. This is the one you should click. Qualitative study checklist. Cohort study checklist. Case control study checklist. Cross-sectional study checklist should be down. And they will give it to you free of charge. Look, if I click this one now, the checklist, they will ask me if I want it in Word or in a PDF. I will click Word. And then the Word checklist is downloaded into my system. It has not saved it, that it has not saved it in my system. It has downloaded it into my system. So that if I should come here and click download, I should see it here. Look at it here. So this is the one that I just downloaded right now. Okay, good. Okay, now the last thing, okay, that is that. So that is how you get the CASP checklist. I've also shown you how you search the database, and I have also explained that you should submit your 5 checklist 10 a.m. on Monday, 2 weeks time, and then your seminar and a presentation in which everybody will attend, okay, is exactly Wednesday, Wednesday, 2 weeks time. Okay, so now basically, yeah. Okay. So now there is this presentation that I presented to the PhD student from my own department. No, there is no time for me to actually go through to the same extent that I did with them. But I can just run through. So critical appraisal, and then this is the assignment, and the same information I've actually shown to you before. And then a review of the different types of research study methods. So there are three worldviews about studies: quantitative study, qualitative study, mixed method study. So that if you want to know the different types of quantitative study designs, I have outlined them here. This is a flow chart that shows the different study designs that are quantitative. Okay, you have the designs that are observational and the ones that are experimental. So please brush up your knowledge of study methods before you fill the checklist. And then these are the study designs of the study designs for qualitative research. Okay, there's no time for me to be talking about each of them, but I'm sure you can read more about each design that is here. And then when you also talked about mixed methods of the research, there are four actually basic study designs for mixed method. So, and then they are the ones that are here, which are also explained here. So basically, so that is everything. Yes, then another way that will help you to actually critique in studies is the tool that we call the pyramid of research evidence. Study methods do not have these at the same level, okay, of the reliability or the credibility of the evidence that they actually generate. You know, the ones that are on top, you know, they have different levels of the reliability, the quality of their research evidence. So the ones that are on top, they are the systematic reviews. They give the best quality research evidence, followed by the experimental studies, the RUCTs, that is in the level 2, and followed by the analytical studies in the level 3, followed by the descriptive studies in the level 4, and followed by the case and the studies in the qualitative studies in the level 5. Then the last ones, they are the personal expert at opinions, papers that the people write that are not based on any empirical research. So those particular evidence, they are put as the lowest quality evidence at the lowest level of this in a pyramid of the research. So I've explained each level here, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I think this is where I think we will end here, unless if you have any questions. Do you have any questions as to this HPM? And for those of you who are not doing HPM, it is possible that your own course code could be EMS, 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 and the 925. So it may have a different course code, but for the HPM PhD students, their own course code is HPM 925. Any questions?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, Joseph Adinka, yes.
Okay, so just a quick clarification, sir. So based on the things you said, so for the critical appraisal review, of the 5 topics we'll be reviewing, each topic we have its own sheet, like being critically appraised. Then
Yes.
the presentation will now be the combination of the 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Of all 5.
Yeah. So the presentation outline will be the introduction, the methodology, the review, and conclusion.
Yes, the results.
Okay.
Introduction, method,
The
results of your review, and then conclusions. Yes.
Okay. That's the clarification I wanted to get, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes, any other question? Okay.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
uh-huh.
From thank you for your lecture, sir. But if you want to search on Google, either Google Scholar or PubMed, can we, if you want to search for cross-sectional, can we type our own project topic for cross-sectional, or we just type a cross-sectional ordinary like that before selecting those?
Okay, fine. Okay, good. If you want to find any articles that are related either to your own study methods and to your own doctoral and study, sincerely
Study,
speaking,
yeah.
you are free. And as long as the 5 articles they used 5 different study methods.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
So, Ogna, thank you so much, everyone. So, and I see you guys in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.